And it looks like we're live this morning on Saturday Morning Cereal. The countdown sort of jumped the gun a little bit on there. So, yeah.
The countdown was ready and we weren't.
Right. So, anyway, yeah. So, here we are, right? Saturday Morning Cereal. And I believe this is episode 12, I think. So, we've been doing this since, February or so. So,
Really?
yeah, it's been a while. So, and it's pretty cool because when, you go back over to YouTube and you kind of look back through the episodes and everything, it's like, oh, okay, well, this is what we've been working on and, how things have been going here at the Bomb Shop. So, we've got the chat going. So, hopefully some of our other followers and viewers will be able to jump into the chat. Regulars will hop in and we'll be able to chat with them here in a little bit.
Some not regulars.
Yep, actually, some new folks. Anybody that happens across our Twitch channel and checks us out this morning, that'd be great. I'd like to hear from you. We do have some updates and stuff on what's been going on here at the Bomb Shop, but let's see. I'm gonna check. Yeah, actually, I can see your painting palette and stuff over there. So it looks like everything's lined up. So
Cool.
are you're still painting on the base on Major Tom, right?
Well, yeah, I am. I still have that to work on. But I thought I'd try to get these lights on his pack.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. So you
kind of work on those. I had got those base coated, but I need to kind of work on those, and so I'll probably mess them up here in a minute and have to figure out a different plan.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be fine.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
But yeah, so we got a lot of casting and stuff done this week and got some parts printed out, and so I'm going to be showing you guys, some of that stuff, here in a little bit. Man, it looks like Heather's already in this morning. Hey, what's going on?
Heather.
So glad you could pop in and hang out with us for a little bit. I know it's still kind of early for some folks, so particularly out on the West Coast. I'm sure that's probably why some people don't pop in or whatever out there.
Yeah.
But
it's 2 hours earlier there, so it'd be pretty early.
Yeah.
On a Saturday.
Yep. Man, I'm feeling kind of slow motion this morning. It's because I haven't had any coffee. I don't normally drink coffee a lot, but I know we'll probably have some later on. So.
Yeah, today is brunch day.
That's right. We're going to do special breakfast, but it's going to be after the show, so we're going to be doing brunch and stuff. So, actually, Heather's making breakfast right now. So, So that's kind of cool. I'm glad you're able to kind of get going on that this morning. Let's see. You were telling me earlier that today is Hug Your Cat Day.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like National Hug Your Cat Day or something like that.
Okay. This is the first I've heard of that, so I didn't, Of course, I hug the cats on a regular basis anyway, so.
Well, me too. Every day to me is National
Hug Your Cat Day.
So.
Right. And so.
And we're lucky enough to have cats that don't mind if you hug them.
That's right. They like the hugs. They do the buzzing and the purring and the kneading and biscuit making and all
cats, that's not their thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But our cats were lucky. They kind of like that.
Right. So I got this picture of Lilu when she was snuggled up in the cat tree in her little hammock, and man, that looked good to me. It's like this is what I would want to spend my Saturday doing, is just hanging out in the hammock and snoozing. Let's see.
Heather says, "Try to stop her." It's like, yeah, I get you. I'm right there with you, Heather.
Right.
That's awesome.
So So yeah, so we got Hug Your Cat Day today, and man, I don't know. Depending on if it dries out or not, I gotta do some mowing this weekend sometime.
Mow day or tomorrow day.
Yeah. I mean, it's starting to get pretty deep out there, and
I know that Johnson grass is
it's
not slowing down.
It's it's like I don't think I've mowed for like a couple of weeks now. So because last weekend was Memorial Day weekend, right? Yeah. So here we are already in June. Yay, June. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Here we go. We've only got, this is the last month in this quarter. So July the 1st will be the start of the third quarter already.
Oh wow.
I know. It's just that's the midway point. That's the halfway point of the year. So it's like, so we've already burnt the first half of the year, and it's like, okay, it's gone. So kind of zoom through that. So, hey, look at that. Greg Zuniga's in there with us this morning.
Well, good morning, Mr. Zuniga.
It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in the chat and saying hi.
Yeah.
Glad you could join us today. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of projects you've been working on and all that.
He's been busy with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know. He's been posting some stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So,
well, it got real quiet.
well, I'm sorry. I was looking at the chat thing. Actually, I'm going to go back to that.
Yes. Is somebody saying something?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
See, and I'm guessing. I'm going to take a wild guess, Heather, and say that you're still working on Kai. I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I think she's probably still got some work to do on it.
Yeah, she's still working on Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That was. I told you I was going to goober this up.
He's painting ferns today. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm thinking that's
of course
ferns.
It's the thing that I painted nice, but I painted it wrong. Okay. Well, shoot.
Well, we're gonna kind of show you guys what we've been working on this week as we kind of go through the slides here. Let me pop over and do a little bit of stuff. Right, and that's and here's what Lilu's doing today, this Saturday. So yeah,
Lilu's being adorable today, like every other day.
Yeah, and pestering the other cats, chasing them around and stuff. So
well, yeah, so they don't think she's quite so adorable.
Yeah, Terry was not happy with her this morning, but anyway, so but I kind of wanted to point out to you guys, since this is June now, that we've got a new promo that Vicky put together that's got the little summer specials and stuff on it.
This is a pretty good promo this month, you guys. We got a whole bunch of things. Buy two, get one free. Buy two babes, get one free. Buy two sidekicks, get one free. Buy two critterkins, get one free. Buy two chibis, get one free. So, hopefully that covers a broad spectrum of folks who, if you like certain things, everybody gets an opportunity to get one free if you buy two. Yeah,
there's depending on what you're looking for. But the thing about that, huh?
Oh, well, I was going to add. I'm sorry.
Well, go ahead.
I was going to add, and that's in addition to our because I had one customer kind of confuse them, and I admit it is confusing, and I apologize. We didn't do so hot with that, I guess, but. In addition to the buy two get one free offers we got this month, we still have the ongoing. Hey, you get a free sidekick if you buy $25 or more, and you get a free babe if you buy $50 or more. So you could actually get some extra free stuff. So, and I think one customer got confused and thought the stuff was. The free things were for the other stuff. It's like, no, that's in addition too. So, anyway, I apologize for the confusion on that, but it actually means more free stuff for y'all, and that's good.
Yeah, so because if you buy $25 or more, you're going to get the free sidekick anyway.
Yeah.
And then if you buy $50 more, you get the sidekick and the babe. Right. And so.
And then you also get buy 2 sidekicks, get 1 free, and buy 2 babes, get 1 free.
Right. So depending on, so you can wind up getting like a free Critterkin or something too, in addition to all that, depending on how much. So we're giving away a lot of stuff this month. So just come and buy something and get your freebies and everything for sure. So, and we've got little banners and stuff on the web store, so you can actually look at these pictures and stuff and check out what you want to pick out, and just put that in the comment section of your order. When you get ready to check out, and let us know which babe or sidekick you want. Out of these.
Those are actually from a selection.
Right. These are the ones that we're particularly giving away this time, and then those will rotate out. And I'm not sure exactly when we'll be rotating those, but we have some other ones that we'll offer, and some of these will drop out, and we'll add some other ones into there, for you to pick a little bit later down the line.
As time goes on.
As it goes by, right? So. Yep. So the latest update on the Scout Ship Kickstarter project. So we'll kind of talk to you guys about that, because there's been a lot of work that's been going on that this week. And I was able to get the files finished and set up, and I'll show you guys what this looks like here in a little bit. I got the digital engineering and stuff done on that, and that's basically cutting the parts and adding sprues and everything to get them ready for printing. So, let's take a look at that real quick. So we'll just pop over here to ZBrush, and I've got these files loaded up, and these are, let me put my glasses on so I can actually see what's actually going on here. This is the front hull section of the war rocket, so you can see it's got the windows and stuff cut out on it. And so what I did was I added these sprue pieces on here, and that will allow me to, when Vicky sets up the mold, and I'll show you, we've got some pictures of the mold boxes and stuff too. Then we'll kind of show you how that's coming along. But basically this will be glued down to the bottom of the mold box, and then we'll put the mold box around that. And so that when I cut that out and take the part out, these sprues will form like a pore channel for me to inject the resin and stuff into there. And the resin will flow down into this and then down into the pocket of the mold and create that shape. So I've had to go through, and these are the last few shapes that I had, or the last few parts that I had left to work on. So this was pretty much mostly done. I had to go in and I trimmed these bulkheads just a little bit so that the deck would fit in there, and I cut out this notch for the nose cone and stuff in the front of it. And then the other thing was, then here's the bottom hull section, and it's pretty much sprued up the same way. So that way you can kind of see that I had to go in here and cut this section out of the bottom of it, where the landing gear goes in the nose section, and then there's the other notch for the nose cone. So I got these all sprued up. Those are, and I did some test prints, and I'm going to show you guys what happened with the print here in just a minute. So then this is the deck piece that fits in the middle, and I created these notches to fit over the bulkheads so that it doesn't slide around inside the ship. And then you guys can put the pilot console and the seats and stuff in there as scatter terrain, and or whatever else you want to put in there for it. I've got this sprue of the nose cones, and I decided to go ahead and put 3 of those on there so that when we make the mold, I can get more of them out of a batch, since this is kind of a smaller part. So that's kind of done as a group mold on there. And then I've got the window section. So this is the center window section of the front, and it fits in there pretty much like that. You can see like the front of the hull, it would actually be in this part right here. So I've got that piece done, and then the pieces on the side I've sprued up, and then or next to that, and then the side pieces are next. So, and these are mirrored, one fits on one side and one fits on the other, and there's kind of a little notch that it fits up inside the hull. So there's slots around on the inside for you to put those sections. And then, once I get those parts printed out of the windows, and they go into mold, then those will be cast in the crystal clear resin that we have. So they'll be, you can put them in there and you can see through them. And you don't have to put those window pieces in there if you don't want to, when you build it. But they are pretty cool looking once you get those in. And you could probably tint them, I guess, if you had some like clear, if you want to just, airbrush, clear color on the back side, you could kind of do like a blue or something like that and tint them if you wanted to. It's pretty easy to do that with resin. I understand that you can also take RIT dye, the fabric dye that you can get at the grocery store or wherever they have, or the craft store they have it now, and you can take that clear resin and soak it in that dye, and it will also tint it, to whatever color you want. So that's kind of a cool thing. I'm looking forward to seeing if anybody will do that stuff out there. So those are the pieces that I got done yesterday to put on the printer. And so we ran some parts overnight, and this is mainly what we've been working on this week. Let's see. Yeah. Greg said the rivets. Actually, talking about those rivets, that's actually a function. Now, if I was sculpting those by hand, yeah, that would drive me nuts. And Vicky and I did some sculpts. I sculpted some stuff for Privateer Press that had like a lot of buttons and stuff on their sleeves and everything.
Gosh.
And I got Vicky to finish out like all the buttons on those guys. So yeah, we did a bunch of that stuff back in the day. And
That was awesome.
And if I was doing those rivets by hand, then yeah, it would kind of drive me crazy to do that. And there's rivets on the Scout Ship and stuff too. But that's actually a function of ZBrush, because you can go in and set up a parameter, and you set up the parameters of like, well, this is how big I want of the rivet or whatever object it is you create. In this case, it's like a little sphere, and then you just define the area that you want it to follow. You create like a path for it, and it puts the rivets and stuff on there and then it's a separate object. So, yeah, that's pretty super awesome about how ZBrush works like that. So I don't have to actually go and place all of those individually. But anyway, so we did a bunch of casting this week, and let's see, those are cloning arrays and stasis pods and thunder bikes and all of that.
Oh my gosh.
So what we did was, out of all the orders and that we've received for the backer packages, the rewards packages, Vicky went through and tallied up like, okay, well, this is how many of each one of these kits that we still have left to do on the orders that we've received so far. So we went ahead and we divided those up, and it's like, well, we're going to do, half of those, now, and then we'll start over and do like another batch next. But like some of those, there was only 7 or 8 that, people asked for. Like, for example, the plutonium crew that had like the little figures that were the plutonium Nyborg guys from like the heavy metal movie, right? Yeah, so I think there was like 10 or 11 of those or whatever that we had left on the orders. So I went ahead and ran those. I just ran the rest of them in a batch, and so we have all of those wrapped up. And then so I'm kind of going through and see what I can cast that's like, hey, this will finish those out, until we get some more orders in. And that way we know we can just mark that off. In the last episode, if you look at last week's show, I showed the board on there, and I didn't get a shot of it today. I was going to take a picture of it, but I didn't get a shot of like what we've marked off so far. But you can definitely see there's progress on there, because the board that I showed last week, it had a list of like, here's everything that we have left to cast on the project, and
we erased a bunch.
Yeah, there's like half of it that we were able to clear out this week. So pretty excited about that. There's still some big pieces that we have for the Scout Ship core kit left to do, and
we still got the war rockets.
Well, yeah, and the war rockets, and that's what we're working on now is getting the molds and stuff done for the war rocket. So speaking of that, some of the prints that we got done last week or last weekend, Vicky was able to box up this week. These still need to be poured. So once I can get the tanks cleared out from casting some of that other stuff, then I'm gonna pour up these molds in silicone, and these are war rocket parts. I think there's like some hull pieces and the tail cap at the end of it. I still need to make, and that's over here actually. Let me grab that. I've still got the afterburner, I guess the rocket section left to do on there. So I got to make a little mold box for that and get that poured. This is going to be like a drop mold. So I'll just box this up around it. And then once that comes out, then I'll just, pour it into here in the top and cover it with a piece of Lexan. And then once that cures, then I can pop those out, and this will be flat to attach to the back of the ship. So, so I've still got to put that together. And that'll go on with this next round of stuff. Then there's some other prints that came off of the printer, I think, earlier in the week, and so Vicky's going to clip off the supports on that, and we're going to clean those parts and spray them up so that we can get those on mold next. So those are the balcony hull pieces that go on sort of the middle part of the war rocket kit. So I went ahead and I put the front section, the top. Oh, and this is the lower section that I printed first. And what it looks like that happened here when I came into the printer and checked it this morning, is that the raft that all of the parts were connected to, it looks like it delaminated about halfway through. So it actually it peeled loose from the build plate.
Aww.
And
so you got to run that again?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run that again, and it's still hanging in there. I was it's a little precarious, so I'm gonna have to be careful, getting it off of there. But and I'm not sure what caused that to delaminate like that. So what I'll do is I'll probably when I clean that off, I'll heat up the build plate a little bit before I start running it again. I've got a hair dryer in there that I can warm up the metal to keep it from getting cold, because the resin doesn't like to stick if it gets too cool, and so we've been running the AC in there because it's Texas. So I'll have to try warming that up a little bit. Now I also went back into my slicer software to set this part up, and I increased the exposure time on the rafts so that it won't come loose like that. But yeah, it's a little bit twisted and everything. So I'm kind of hoping that these adjustments that I've made when I set that up to run, that the next one will come out like it's supposed to. But that's one of the things on printing stuff, is that there are always unexpected occurrences, that sometimes that you can't account for. So then the last little thing that I kind of wanted to show here that I've got on the list is that Vicky's done some more art for us. She did a little bit more painting on our chibi pictures. So there's a shot of Vivian, and this is our little deep sea diver character that originally Izzy had designed for our Babes line, and Ariberto sculpted this for us. So I had taken some renders or whatever that we've got in the web store, and so Vicky painted this in Photoshop, and so I think she turned out pretty good. It's like following the colors of the art and the original art and all that.
It's kind of the neat way to plan how you're going to paint the mini too.
Yeah, right. Because you can kind of you can sort of see it's like, well, I kind of want to. What are the highlights going to look like here, or what are the do I need to shade this a little bit more or whatever?
Yeah.
So you kind of figure out, and then kind of how you wanted to paint the eyes too. So you can kind of look at that and see.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. So so I thought she turned out pretty cute.
Oh, thanks.
Mm-hmm. But
I'm working on Megan now.
Yeah. So we're
and we had Sally.
Yeah, we had Sally last week. We showed Sally.
Yeah.
So, thanks. I'm glad you guys like that. Yeah,
Thank you.
It's a cute little mini. And,
yeah, it is a cute mini.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to. He did the. I think we mentioned this last week. That he did a little chibi kai and a chibi tepialatla.
Right.
And I'm really looking forward to those coming out, but I'm also looking forward to digitally painting those renders. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that, and then you can kind of figure out, how you want to.
Yeah, how I want to actually paint them.
You want to paint those, yeah. So, but I didn't have anything else put together for this week because we've pretty much been working on stuff all week. So I didn't do anything as far as like, oh, hey, let's talk about this or whatever, like I've done on the previous episodes.
We just really are trying to, it's very important that we get this project wrapped up and free ourselves up to move on to some other things. And so we've really been pushing hard to get this stuff done. So.
Yeah, it's pretty much been nose to the grindstone because it's like we come in the mornings and then I start running molds and casting and stuff until I can take a break, and then I come back into the studio and then work on doing a little bit of the digital engineering stuff on it to get all that stuff done. But now all the parts are done for the War Rocket. Now it's just a struggle to get those hull pieces printed out. I had a couple of things like that happened on the Scout Ship itself, and we were able to solve that and cut those holes and stuff apart, for the extension modules and things. So that seemed to work. So I'm hoping that that's not going to be a big issue with getting these last few parts printed. So let's see. Greg says that he's looking forward to putting a War Rocket together similar to the one that he did for the Toys for Tots. Okay.
Oh, cool.
So, hey, are you waiting on did you get your Kickstarter package already, or are you still waiting on, I guess.
Yeah, his stuff, the stuff he got on the project had been sent out.
Okay.
So, but we'll.
Yeah, because I don't ever see that. I don't know who's gotten their stuff and what's gone out yet. So, no, he backed it. It says it's 3D printing, so he's printing the stuff.
Oh, printing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, awesome.
Okay, great. Well, if you print these whole pieces, let me know if you have any problems with them or not, because it's because they're pretty big, and I tried to scale it down as much as I could to fit on a regular printer, but it's a big vehicle thing, so hopefully there hasn't been a lot of issues with that. So no, you're not late at all, and thanks for jumping in, Chambers of Miniatures.
Oh, hey, welcome.
I'm pretty sure that if my guess is that this is Patrick Chambers, and then because I don't know everybody's, Twitter handle or anything yet. So I'm hoping that's a good guess. That's my. Yep. Okay. Well, that's right. Well, thanks for jumping in with us today, because I was kind of hoping we'd be able to snag some new viewers and stuff out there. So we've just been talking about our War Rocket stuff this week and kind of the progress that we've been working on. So I appreciate you jumping in and hanging out with us to chat and stuff. I've been seeing some of the miniatures and stuff that you've posted over on the Missouri, Kansas painting group. And, I think I'm following you also on Instagram. So there's a bunch of cool miniature painting pictures and stuff that you've got out there, and of our stuff. So, yeah, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks.
But, so we're still working on putting stuff together, for ReaperCon. I know, we've still got some plans, some things that we want to do for that. So we could probably talk about that a little bit too, and see, oh, okay, that's great. Patrick says that he watched the YouTube video last week.
Oh, yeah?
And it inspired him to put some counterblast stuff in the queue. So that's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing you post some pictures and stuff of that. And I'll try to, snag those and share them around if I can. So, but speaking of painting stuff, I guess we're going to need to put some stuff together. Were you still going to paint your thing for ReaperCon?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have 9 weeks, hopefully.
Yeah.
When we get this project wrapped up, and I'll do my best. Because I just cannot go to ReaperCon without painting something this time.
Yeah. We're going to have to have a painted thing, particularly after you threw down the gauntlet last year. And,
yeah. I guess I need to learn to keep my mouth shut. Like, hey, you people, paint stuff. Well, why don't you, Vicky?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, I need to.
Right. So we're going to be sponsoring the painting contest again. I guess we'll have the trophies. Yeah. We'll have the Golden Melee trophies again, and then we'll have the dog tags for entry. So depending on. Yeah. So depending on what, where you are with your painting level, we'll have gold, silver, and bronze dog tags that have the little bombshell paint on.
They're actually kind of copper. I like them because they're
kind of coppery looking.
It's not necessarily bronze. It's like a copper color.
Yeah, but but that's what I'm saying. I mean, they're really cool. I don't have any in here to show you, but to hold up to the thing. But we've had pictures of them online, and we'll be posting stuff over in the ReaperCon group. I'm sure as it gets a little bit closer to the show about it.
And of course, we're going to have more ribbons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Greg's cracking the painting whip. It's like, get to it. It's like, man, if I get this.
Man, I know, dude. I've really got to. But I'm trying to pick out what do I want to, if I'm going to have to limit, because I had like, okay, I'm going to do a diorama, and I'm going to do a vehicle, and I'm going to do a single mini. And it's like, now it's like, well, I'm going to have to do a single mini or something. Because I'm probably not going to have enough time to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But now I've got to figure out, well, what single thing do I want to paint? So that's going to be hard for me to make a decision.
Yeah, and that's I had this big project that I've been wanting to do for many years now, and I figured it's like, well, okay, well this will be the opportunity, next ReaperCon for me to put this together and do it. But particularly seeing Aaron Lovejoy's entry last year, it was like, oh, well, this is similar to the kind of thing that I was wanting to do, and so even though the subject is completely different, I wanted to do kind of a big showcase, project like that. And what with all of the molding and casting and stuff that's been going on for the Kickstarter project, I haven't been able to spend any time doing that. So I'll probably have to, if I'm going to be able to do an entry this year, for the painting thing, then I'll have to scale that way back and like Vicky's saying, just make a single figure or something like that, rather than kind of and maybe next year, it's always like, well, maybe next year, that keeps happening. So
Yeah, we need to do something about that.
yeah. Well, I think that, once we get kind of a handle on, getting this stuff wrapped up, then because there's a lot of other stuff that we want to do. There's the counterblast stuff.
We got a bunch of stuff for counterblast and a bunch of stuff for a lot of things that we want to do.
And speaking of that, Heather had posted last week that ReaperCon had their event entries posted. So we still need to go in and actually submit that.
The what?
The role-playing game. Entry, right?
Yeah.
Because I've got the link to the because she posted the link last week to submit the entries, for the role-playing game session that you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. We'll have to look into that.
Right. Heather's talking about that she's using this show to ensure that she gets some painting done on her projects.
Okay, yeah, see, that's really the only time I've been making progress with Major Tom, Heather, so I'm kind of doing the same thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Except I need to, I'll be glad to be able to do more later.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of cool because it's like if you have like a regular schedule type of thing, it sort of forces you to like, okay, well now I can sit down and paint. And then I know that some of the other YouTube or Twitch streamers have talked about that, where they've got like, well, the only time that I can really work on hobby stuff now is like when I sit down to do like a live stream, because everything else is kind of crazy, and it's like, and you want to try to maintain that schedule. So yeah, that's pretty common from what I understand. So no, I was just looking at the chat, and it's like Greg's talking about that, reminds him that he needs to finish one up for more class. Or one more class.
More shows that I might pay more.
Right.
Yeah, well.
Hey, look, Dave finally jumped in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, glad to have you this morning, Dave. What's going on there? Oh, doing work stuff. Okay.
Everybody's working.
That's fine. We're just hanging out here in the studio this morning and chatting with you guys and all that. We've already gone through and you missed all of the War Rocket stuff. So
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun.
But never fear, you can always go back and check out our YouTube channel and watch the archived version of it and check out what we've shown there. So that's fine. Glad to have you in anyway. So thanks for jumping in and chatting with us this morning. So let's see, what have we got going on later today here at the studio? Because I got casting
and demolding and cleaning stuff.
Right. Well, there's already some molds and stuff in there that need to be demolded.
Yeah, I know.
And then I've got to run another couple of batches of I've got to run one more batch of the mecha strafers, and then those will be wrapped up. And then so I think there's like one more run of cloning arrays that need to be.
I think we're good on cloning arrays.
Oh, was that last batch the last one that we needed for this?
I think so, because we needed 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I think we're good on cloning arrays. We just needed another run of strafers.
Okay. Well, I'll run that supplemental batch, and then we'll finish those up today. And then hopefully next weekend we'll be able to show you guys, like on the next episode, the production castings of the War Rocket parts.
Ooh, yeah.
So,
War Rocket?
Yeah, because I'm going to try to get the mold boxes that I showed earlier in the episode. I'm trying to get those poured up later this weekend, and then we can run some initial castings of those and see how they come out, because I'm kind of curious to see the results of those. And I know there's the middle section. I think we're going to have to do 2 batches of those molds. So hopefully I got enough silicone to cover that, but I'll be ordering some more materials and supplies on Tuesday. So hopefully that'll be enough to finish out what we have left on the project. Because considering that the resin and the silicone has gone up 50%.
Oh my gosh.
Over when we started production on the project. Yeah. So like last year at this time, this time last year, when I bought a gallon kit of silicone, and when I say gallon kit, it's like you get 2 gallon jugs. So there's really 2 gallons of silicone in it. It's like 16 pounds, right? Part A and Part B. It was like $200 for that. So it's like $100 a gallon, essentially. And if you guys are complaining about gas prices being like $4.50, $5 a gallon, try buying a gallon of silicone, because it's like $100. Well, the last batch of stuff that I bought, it was $300 for a 2 gallon kit of silicone.
So it's really increased.
Yeah. And I was buying it in the 5 gallon buckets, but it's like, well, I can't do that anymore, because it's like $1,500, or whatever it was. It was $1,500 now. It's like, well, anyway, it's a lot. It's a lot. So we're looking at some alternatives for that. War rocket for the win. Yeah, we'll be glad to get that wrapped up. So, because there's some other stuff, there's some other counterblast stuff that we want to kind of do. I know I've got we've still got the Urzarl prints that still need to be cleaned and sent out. And then we've got the 2 chibis that you were talking about earlier. We want to go ahead and put those out. So what we're trying to do is get the rest of this War Rocket stuff wrapped up, so that we can kind of focus on getting some new things put together for ReaperCon, since we were talking about ReaperCon. Because it's like you were talking about. I'd like to be able to get those chibis printed out so we can take those to ReaperCon, and then some of those new Counterblast miniatures, maybe some new babes and stuff. The Critterkins, yeah.
Yep, I've been waiting for 2 of them for quite a while.
Yeah, well, got to sculpt them. So.
Well, I thought you were.
No, I've been molding and casting for the last year, so that's been one of the problems with trying to get that stuff done. So, but if you are going to be running the Counterblast, which, because you had 2 different.
I think I'm going to do the Is Anybody Home scenario.
Which one is that?
That's the one with the where they go. It's doom doom. Sorry. Oh man. Yeah, where they go to the.
It's like the thing.
Where did everybody go?
Right. Who goes there?
Who goes there?
Who goes there?
And they find out.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess that's the one that's got the Edo stuff in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have some Edo stuff. I just need to.
A bunch of Edo stuff.
I thought I had a little box with the Edo Strider in it over here, but I need to put some of those together so that we've got display models of the Edo Strider. So we'll have one of those for the show, and then we'll have one for the demo game, right?
What? The Edo Strider?
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't we going to have one for the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put that out there so people will freak out that,
Well, I'm pretty sure the players will freak out when they see it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
I want those players to be like, "Oh no!"
Look, it's a Scout Walker that's like stepping on us.
It's like boy, that's a great big thingy, and it's heading toward us. Uh-oh.
Right. And we're the little thingy.
Yeah, we're the little thingies.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Run!
Run! Okay.
Yeah.
Game over, man. Game over.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, yeah. So that's on the list of stuff that we need to do. And then I've got some stuff that I need to reprint. Plus, we've got the little Brontosaurus thing that we need to put out.
Yeah, we gotta put the little Brontosaurus out. And you were gonna mold those. We were looking at molding those Shunkaha masters so we can get him back in the store.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Because metal prices are like,
oh man,
out of control.
Everything. It doesn't really matter what you're trying to do. Everything is just insane.
Right. Well, our little wolf character Shunkaha from way back, the very first Babes thing. So we were going to order some more of those, and they're like super expensive. So I thought, oh, okay, well then I can just put those on silicone, and we can cast them in resin here, and they'll be a little bit cheaper. But now that the silicone prices are like, super expensive, the thing about it is like to make a mold of those Shunkaha models, it's really not going to be that much. It's actually going to be cheaper for the amount of silicone that I would use in order to make a set of molds and then cast them in resin than it would be to actually buy them continuously from, in metal. So
yeah, because now we're getting charged price per piece.
Right.
But then, because the cost of metal has gone crazy, insane, they're including what they're calling metal surcharge fee that's tacked on in addition. Like,
right. Oh and plus, then you have to you got to buy a minimum number of them. It's like you got to get 25.
And see, the nice thing about us making stuff in house is we can only. We don't have to cast extra if we don't need to. Yeah. So that kind of helps on time and cost. So
so that we don't have a lot of revenue tied up in inventory that's just sitting there until it sells through, over time. So going to a more cast on demand sort of model, it really helps because
it helps us.
At the level that our production is, it's better to manage it that way so that we don't have a lot of revenue invested in inventory that's just sitting there over time.
Yeah.
So and that's pretty much what we're going to have to do with these War Rocket kits, because once we get the Kickstarter fulfillment wrapped up, and all of the orders that we've received in so far for the backers, once we get that fulfilled, then we're going to put that stuff in the web store, and you guys can get the rocket ships and the additional things like the Mecha Strafer and those little Gentbot sets and all that sort of thing. So we're looking at like what I have left to do on the Scout ships, and I'll probably run maybe 2 or 3 of them that we'll have in addition to the stuff that we're going to send out on the project. But then that'll be kind of a cast to order sort of a thing, so that whatever we sell in the web store, it's like, well, I'll run batches of those, as people order those, because it's kind of a big ticket item. It's they'll be a lot more expensive than they were on the Kickstarter project, for sure, particularly because of the costs that have gone up on the resin and everything. So what? So yeah, we'll be doing that.
Yeah.
But in order to cover the costs and stuff of the materials, for sure. But that way we don't have like a lot of War Rocket kits sitting around, but or not War Rocket, but I mean the Scout Ship kits. Yeah. But we are going to be casting some of those to take them to ReaperCon, though.
What, the Scout Ships?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of those accessory things, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We should have the some of this, some Scout Ship stuff, and a lot of the add-on things, like the cloning arrays and the stasis pods and the galley brick center things, and just all that extra stuff, we should have some of that. We'll probably have a smaller amount of like mods to pick from if they want to buy mods to go, like the hull mod or the cargo mod. Or
yeah, we could probably take a few of those of each one.
Yeah, but yeah, there won't be as much of that. So we'll probably bring a little bit of that to the show, but that's probably one of those things that may or may not run out pretty fast, and then you'd have to order it online,
right?
If it runs out. But we should have a pretty good inventory that we're taking of all the additional terrain and smaller things, the thunder bikes and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, there's definitely going to be thunder bikes and stuff, and our space is going to be bigger at the show this year too, because we're going to have the 2 spaces and stuff for like all of the product that we're going to have, and then we've got an extra space for Counterblast demos,
running games,
for running game stuff. So if you guys want to drop by and check out the Counterblast. We're going to have some new minis and stuff for that, and you can try out the game and see how it runs. So, because we haven't been able to do that for a while, because, well, first of all, ReaperCon hadn't been running, and because of the COVID thing and all this. So we're looking forward to being able to come back again this year. Last year was super great because.
That was crazy last year.
Attendance was up, and
oh man, it was an awesome show.
We had so many people come by the booth and talk with us and visit and everything that we hadn't gotten to see, and new people and all that. So it was a lot of fun. We love that show, and it's really great for us to do that. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's another reason why I want to try to get all of this stuff wrapped up so that we can kind of focus on preparing for that and getting all of the stuff ready that we want to do for that show. And then I talked about last week is like, well, one of my favorite things is to hang out in the lounge after hours. That's just like, that's one of the convention things that you get to do. That's like, well, that's one of my favorite things. And I think part of that is because, like if you're working on a project, and I know, some of the painters and stuff can kind of identify with this, because it's like, oh, you're working on this thing, and it's like, ooh, I want to get it done. And then once the show happens, you're like, okay, well, I'm done with that. And now I can just kind of veg out, and you sort of relax and go like, oh, okay, it's all over with now. And I think that's part of it, because even with us, it's like, well, we've got to, cast all these things or package up all this stuff or shrink wrap this or whatever. We get all this stuff prepared and boxed up, and we got to get it packed and then load it and drive it to the thing, and then set up. And then setting up is pretty rough sometimes.
Yeah, that can be its own. Woo.
Like, I mean, even though it's Labor Day weekend, okay, it's still scorching hot because it's Texas, right? So, like when we've set up before, the air conditioning is not on in there, and they've got the doors open with people loading stuff in and out. And it's just like, okay, I'm dying, setting the stuff up and schlepping it all in and everything. And it's crazy. And so, but, once it's all done, and then, okay, so I'm going to go shower, and then I'm going to go eat, and then I'm going to collapse into a coma, and it would be great to take like a 3-day vacation, but the next morning, it's like, well, then it starts, and then the whole weekend is all just nonstop, doing the retail part of it.
That's a thing, and that, and you think that, because that's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday show, and actually, it's Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
right? Because they have the little
they have all
greet
stuff
thing
on
and the
Wednesday night too, which is really cool. The pre-con,
what's it called? The
festivities
the
or whatever.
Pizza Dungeon, all that stuff. Yeah.
So there's all kinds of stuff going on. And then it's like, so you're thinking Thursday, well, not everybody's here yet, so it's going to be quiet, it's going to be kind of slow and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, well, last year, I mean, it was just crazy. It was just 4 days of crazy.
Yeah.
So it was, which was fantastic. But,
yeah.
I don't know. You know, the thing that I noticed last year too was there were people that I had seen from shows before, and I didn't see them last year.
Well,
so I think a bunch of people were still scared and stayed away, because of COVID and everything.
Well,
so,
that was part of it. Okay, because,
Yeah.
and there were some folks that didn't come because they were saying it's like, well, I'm still kind of I don't know about the COVID, kind of thing, and they were still leery about that. But remember, they also limited their ticket sales too. So it's like,
oh, that's right. I forgot.
so
about
if
that.
you didn't get in on the early
Oh yeah.
ticket,
So I don't know if are they doing that this year? Are they limiting it?
I don't know. I have because I haven't been keeping up with going over the things as often to see what they're posting about or whatever. And I know that the Reaper's got its own little show. Or shows. Actually, they've got like a whole network of streaming stuff.
They got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and they're pretty good about updating it and everything. Yeah. It's like, yeah, hey Greg, well, yeah, we're sorry we missed you last year too, because it would have been cool if you had been able to been there. So
because we didn't see you. There were other people that I missed. I was like, where's and so I'm hoping that we'll see a bunch of folks that didn't get to come last year this year too.
Yeah, and Heather says that they didn't limit the tickets this time, so
yay! Well, maybe we will then. So because to me that's the fun part of the show is getting to see everybody. It's kind of like a big gamers miniatures reunion kind of thing.
Right,
it's
right.
Awesome.
It's all very family
it's like,
reunion
like. So you get to go see everybody and visit and hug and have fun.
Oh well, Patrick says he's going to be here too, so he's coming to ReaperCon this year again.
Oh, okay. Well, awesome.
Did you? Was that a golden melee trophy that you won last time, or was it? I can't remember which one it was. There was just so much stuff going on. But I know I think I remember handing you a trophy, or one of the trophies. Yeah. Okay, it was okay. So yeah, I know I knew you had been there before. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going again this year. So hopefully, if you're bringing something, you may be taking another trophy home. We never know. So that would be cool.
Well, hopefully we'll have some more trophies to hand out. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, but it looks like we're coming up on 10 o'clock. So we've got like a few more minutes. So, thanks, Heather. I knew that you were going to say that.
Yeah, kidding. We still owe you one.
We still owe you one. I've got it. One. It's in the box, like right here, off to the side of the work. Yeah, it's in this box right here.
Oh, can you show it to her?
Well, it's not. It's still parts. I'm still putting it together. So it's like that's why I haven't sent it, because it's like, well, I gotta do the trophy part,
Okay.
Because it's got the little plate thing and the base and all that. So I got to put all that on it. So
you got to do all that stuff.
Yeah. But but it's right here. It's on my list of like, okay, this is the thing. This is the thing to do.
He's not just saying that. It really, the box really is here.
It is right there. Yeah. So.
She's like, I don't know. She keeps saying that. I don't know.
She said to just bring it to ReaperCon, but
Bless your heart. Well, you're gonna probably end up with a bunch of trophies.
Man, I was really hoping that it wasn't going to take that long, but like the more that it goes along, it's like it's looking more and more like that, and hopefully that's not the case. Yeah.
I am.
So.
We apologize. That's bad.
But and I got to put more trophies together though, right? Because the show, right?
Sure, you do.
So, because we're gonna have to have them. So anyway, yeah.
So, other people like Heather can not have stuff to take home.
Right. Okay. Well, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen at the painting contest at ReaperCon this year is that they're going to award the stuff. Okay, we're going to judge the entries and all this kind of thing, and then you're just going to get this box, and you open up this box, and it's like a little certificate that's got like the little Bombshell logo on it, and it's going to say, "I owe you one Melee trophy."
Oh, no.
Right?
No, we have to make the trophies and take them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you're right. I mean, that's the ideal situation, and
well, that's what should happen.
Right.
Come
And
on.
well, we took them last year, and I don't see why we won't take them this year. I mean, we'll get that stuff done.
Take 'em. God.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah. Come on. Get with it, Pat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I'm not doing anything. Just hanging out,
Well, I'm just saying, we're going to have, 8 to 9 weeks to prep for ReaperCon.
89 weeks?
No, not 89. So hopefully in that time frame, that can be part of what we get taken care of. So
let's see.
That might be nice for folks.
Heather's also got several black belts in martial arts, so she can just beat it out of me. It's like...
just let me get popcorn before you do. That'd be a show.
Yeah, it would
That'd be a show.
Yeah, I think I'm going to skip that one.
Uh-huh.
So, okay. Well, we've been able to fill up this hour with nothing but just chatter. So I certainly appreciate you guys for jumping in and chatting with us this morning and hanging out.
Thanks for joining us.
It is always super fun to hang out with you guys on Saturday mornings.
Yep.
And just spare the hands. It's like, well, I need those to do other things. So yeah.
Right.
Not the face, not the hands, right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so we're going to wrap it up, and we will get back to doing our stuff, and hopefully you guys will be continuing doing your hobby stuff this morning. And don't forget about our little specials over in the web store, because if there's anything that you want to pick up for like, oh, hey, I think I want to take this to ReaperCon and paint it and, do that thing, then, we've got those little offers and everything running all through June. So be sure and check out our YouTube stuff. We'll port this from Twitch over onto YouTube. That'll be live probably tomorrow sometime. It takes a while for those little files to transfer, to walk across the internet from one platform to another. And like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, because I think we're gonna migrate and start doing live stuff over on YouTube once we wrap up this season of the Saturday morning serial. And we're probably going to be running this through until we wrap up all of the production and stuff on the War Rocket. So that way you guys can...
We're going to have a big party episode when we finish
right?
this
Yay!
project.
It's all done.
It'll be like, woohoo!
Yes. So anyway, so we're going to head out, and you guys have a great Saturday, and we will see you next week on Saturday Morning Serial. Thanks for sitting in with us today. We appreciate it.
And hug your cat!
Hug your cats today.